Mother Nature. Since whatever beginning we spawned, she has gifted us a world of serene beauty, in which we are granted the ability to grow as a species. A world that began long before our brief existence. It's hard to imagine a world before us, before roads, buildings, cars, people. Mankind has a tendency to navigate towards order, a system, control. You see it everywhere you go. But when you find yourself between the cracks of civilization, in the heart of Mother Nature, with no trace of mankind's attempts to control, you will notice that our maternal guardian has a very different way of running things. It's chaos. Beautifully organized chaos. There are no signs, direction, order. Nothing is in place which puts everything in place. One of the definitions of the scientific term entropy refers to the laws of order and disorder, and that unless there is an active force inputting effort, order will naturally navigate towards disorder. That force is us. If we were not here, the world would experience disorder. But is disorder really such a bad thing? Do you ever walk through the woods and think, this is wrong? Mankind cannot wrap its mind around this concept. It's too sporadic, too random of an idea. And that's because our species no longer has a place in Mother Nature's beautiful balance. And that is the sad reality. So what now? Do we just continue to bite the hand that feeds us until all that remains is order, destroying this perfectly imbalanced scale? Then what will become of us? Well, would you believe me if I told you that Mother Nature had an ace in the hole? Would you believe me if I declared that there's a little bit of her force still alive all among us? A little bit of this beautifully organized chaos roaming among us. But she doesn't walk like the rest of society. She glides down the sidewalk, up the street, on your neighbor's driveway, at your local skate park. Do you want proof? Go down to your local skate park someday and you'll see what I mean. So many people from so many different backgrounds and lifestyles all in one place. No politics, no disagreements, no conflict, nothing but camaraderie. A display you can't really find anywhere else throughout the rest of society.
It's one of my favorite places. I've come here almost every day for years and years. It's just like, this is where all your friends are. You meet your friends here. You might all come from different walks of life, like Jimmy might come from Asbury or, Illinois or Wisconsin, and then you got Ted and Andy coming from down the block. It just brings people from all over together in one place.
Everybody has that one thing in common. They're all down there to skate and have a good time.
But everybody's really cool, everybody encourages each other to keep skating, and oh, you're trying that trick, can I try it with you? It's not, hey, I'm gonna do this trick and just to show you up. I wanna try it with you and motivate you to do it.
It's almost more of a social gathering place than it is a skate park. It's fun because there's a lot of kids that aren't even skating there too that, get into it or, are either filming or just down there to support their friends, and it's definitely a place to bring people together.
The vibe is perfect. Brings everyone together, gets everyone from every spectrum just to come down and have fun.
It's cool to see that vibe where so many people can come together and have so much fun skating something that's not really that great.
But the skateboarding community of Dubuque, Iowa has struggled for years trying to gain their city's support.
We had our first initial park, I believe it was 2000, that was built.
In 6th grade, and I was like, oh, cool, and Then they put that thing down there by the river, which was, at that time, it was already outdated. You know, I thought, oh, we're getting a skate park, and here we get this little, you know, wooden skate park straight out of the early 90s, you know.
And it just went to pieces. I mean, the wood was all broke out and everything. And
We're in a, seasonal environment, so you get water, snow, and stuff on wood, and it deteriorates over time.
I think that's when the new skate park was kind of tossed around, and then that got tabled, and they just decided to change all the ramps down there to, steel ramps, so they didn't have to really upkeep it, which I guess makes sense from a financial standpoint, but kind of made the park crappier.
It went from bad, when they changed the metal, it stayed bad.
Pretty much thought they were fixing it, well, they really actually just messed it up even more. And then we heard we were getting a skate park, another one, and we got Comiskey, which is useless.
I mean, they just kind of throw out a concrete slab and put some ramps on it. It's not really meeting the needs, I would say.
As far as skate parks in Dubuque goes, that's about it. Talks of a new park has been going around since I started skateboarding. I've always heard that there's always plans for it, there's always a budget in it, but there's always some excuse from the city of why the budget has to be pushed back.
I don't know how many times they had money in the budget and it got cut.
I mean, I'm waiting for it. I've been waiting for a long time.
I just don't get what's taking so long, you know what I mean? And if you have the money, then the money's not the issue, then what is it?
Every year, the city always gets everybody's hopes up, and then you just don't hear anything about it.
Been pushed back, and I sat on committees and tried to help get it going and stuff like that.
Tired of waiting for the city's approval, skateboarding decided to evolve on its own.
Olliewood Action Sports, it is an idea that I had about 11 years ago. I've always wanted to have an indoor skate park or be a part of a skate shop or some way, shape, or form, or be a part of the industry in that matter, I guess. I kind of see a need and a demand for it.
An awesome indoor facility that, not only Dubuque is lacking, but there's really not a facility like it anywhere close to here.
There's not a place to go right now, and there's so much talent potential. It's going to cover all the bases and just be a breeding ground for the younger and up-and-comers.
Giving the kids an opportunity to things that we didn't have growing up, that's huge.
I think it's like a revolution to skateboarding in Dubuque. He wants an indoor so everyone can skate all year round.
Because you got a lot of people around here that like to skateboard and they can't skate during the winter.
A lot of kids don't snowboard or, even do anything in the winter, so it might, bring something new to the table.
Or, the city's trying to get something going, but I feel like I can get something going too, and then we both collaborate and make something huge for the city, Really change the way people look at the sport around here in this area. I mean, in other areas, everything, they look at it differently, it's more accepted, but here it's going to take a little bit.
And with the crew that we have, like the skate community in this town, everybody coming together, that's what's going to make this work.
And there's not an hour that passes that I don't think about it, so I'm not going to rest or feel accomplished until I at least open the doors. I mean, the job that I'm working now, it's a great job, and my parents think it's awesome, grandparents think it's awesome, but it's not me. It almost pushes me to get this going because it's like, why am I sitting here just paying the bills and to have a house and to have nice things? Like, that's not what I want. That's not my goal in life. It's to have fun and be happy, And you don't need $1 million to do that.